You're listening to the Bogota Boys, recorded at the No Limit Cafe, downtown Bogota, Tennessee. We hope you enjoy this episode.
The Bogota Boys Youth Banquet is sponsored by Craig Barron Surveying, West Tennessee Crappie Fishing Guide Service, Chase Petty Outdoors, Pine Bluff Materials, Universal Contractors, Nutrient Ag in Wimberg, Jimmy Moppin, Hidden Hooks Ministries, Pete Kaiser Accounting Services, Mud Lake Planning Company, Decal Basgro and Delta Pine, Outer Limit Power Sports, Dr. K's Tin Cans, Mallard Landing Duck Club, Kyle Jackson Scouting, Hurt Seed and Halls, K-Rose Farmers Gin, Jove Cotton, Waterfowl Outfitters of West Tennessee, Tyson Foods in Newbern, Cypress Creek Outdoors, Duck River Bird Taxidermy, Farm Credit Mid-America, Ford Construction, Hilliard Farms in Nauvoo, Window Alexander Realty, Choctaw Transportation, Steepleton Tire in Memphis, and our very own Childress Farms.
Happy New Year, listening world. This is the Bogota Boys. We're broadcasting from downtown Bogota, Tennessee at the No Limit Cafe. Bogota, Tennessee is the duck hunting capital of the cosmos, self-proclaimed. Happy New Year to you. We hadn't broadcast this year, so this is going to be probably our best episode of the year. We got a special guest who I'll let you introduce him. I'll let him introduce himself here in the morning. But before, I'll ask Wally, what's been going on, brother?
Oh, not much. Just been hunting, taking it easy, just being myself as usual, making people happy.
Oh my gosh! How about you, Big Bubba?
Just working, duck hunting a little bit.
The lies have already started for the new year. What about you, Arte?
I've been doing good, Tony. I've been enjoying your presence today, and every time I get to see you, Tony, you just brighten my day.
That's probably the first truthful thing's been said already in this podcast. Well, I've been doing well, and I want to take
who asked you, Tony?
Me. I asked myself.
Yeah, have you talked enough about that?
Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. I want to wishing my granddaughter a happy birthday. Today's her first
happy birthday.
Well, this won't be out for 2 months.
We got a birthday in our group today, too.
Today's her first birthday. It's Bentley Ann Oman Kissel, and happy birthday, Bentley Ann. I hope you're listening to this episode 95 years from now. We love you.
Well, this being the smallest podcast in America, and this might be the smallest podcast you'll ever do, possible.
This is the least I've ever prepared for one.
Well, good, because you don't need to be prepared, believe me.
You're not the only
so
one.
We're not going to ask you anything that matters.
It's the least amount of hairspray I've ever had at a podcast.
You've never looked better, though.
Oh, well, I got a little bit of north wind coming out of the northwest wind burn, so I feel like little foundation on my cheeks done by the Lord himself.
Yeah. Well, you're looking good. He's prepared nothing, which means he's over prepared.
Fits right in. You might be a Bogota boy at heart and didn't even know it.
Hey, I never knew Bogota would our paths would cross. Were me being a Bogota resident, but you know what? I'm kind of working my way into the, when you start getting calls from you guys about duck reports, that means I guess I'm in y'all's favor, right?
Yeah. Does that mean your fortunes are on the upswing or downswing?
I think they're on the upswing.
All right. Well, those of you that are listening probably recognize the voice, but I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
Well, it's Luke Bryan for those that may not recognize the old Georgia voice out there. And, Wally and I have been talking about popping in for a podcast, and he told me today that they put it together. So we were out seeing if any birds were in the area, and I said, it's 12:30. Let's this podcast is so important, we thought about not even swinging by, but somehow we did.
Well, we met our goal of 24 listeners for 2 years.
I got you.
We figured he can't hurt us no worse by being on here. So we'll get him on here, and maybe we'll keep our 24. How about that? Hey, here's one thing about it, and people ask me how you are, and I said, he's really a country boy. No, not really. I said, no, he is. The more I talk to him, the better I like him. And it's just because he's him. He's the same way every time he comes in here. If it's anybody, he smiles, he speaks just like country boys do. So we're going to give you the Bogota thumbs up of being a country boy because there's no doubt you are one.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's, coming into this area and starting to duck hunt in West Tennessee has just been really it's just been a great outlet for me after a long year of whatever I've been out there doing between touring and American Idol stuff and all the travel. So to be able to come over here kind of, obviously through December and January and build a fire in the little lodge and sit by the fire and pray your Wi-Fi don't work half the time. So, this is my, I guess my 4th year being in this area, and it's just been amazing being able to host buddies and friends and share the outdoors with them and the laughs and share the days where the ducks do everything you want them to do, and then the days kind of like they're doing today where they're a little persnickety, I guess is what we could say.
Wally don't know what that word is.
Can you spell persnickety?
I don't even know how to. I know it starts with a purr.
Okay, I can get that. Well, it makes you enjoy how duck hunting makes people feel. It ain't the best day duck hunting today. But everybody's smiling. All your buddies are smiling. You got that cool hat on.
Oh, yeah. I got my buddies in. I've got some guys, some trout fishing guides that for years when I go do touring out in Wyoming and Utah and even Idaho, I've got 2 buddies, Trent Tatum, who owns the Reef Fly Shop, which is in Alcova, Wyoming. That's right on the North Platte River. One of the best tailwaters and trout fisheries in North America. And Trent, how long we been fishing together now? Over 10 years, 12 years?
14, 15.
Yeah, well, Tate's 15, and he was in the boat when he was 4. So Trent and I have known each other for a while, and then Casey Burkholtz, it's his birthday today too.
Birthday, Tracy.
Happy birthday.
And Casey, I met him through Trent, and then when I'm in Utah, he's taking me on some stuff out on the Green Drake Hatch on the Henry's Fork, and then we go do some stuff on the South Fork of the Snake River. And so I'd been telling them about coming duck hunting for years, and the problem is we would say it in the summer. We would say it in the summer in the trout boat, and then we wouldn't write the date down. So this year we were like, all right, we're writing a date down, and we wrote these dates down, and they came on out. So they got in yesterday. We got a quick little afternoon hunt in yesterday, which was a bonus hunt, but this is kind of our first official day, but we had a great morning and killed a couple ducks. But man, everybody's smiling, and we're just running around acting like kids, acting like Bogota Boys.
That's the fun thing about it, ain't it? There ain't no doubt. And it's now that I realize you hunt and fish all the time.
Yeah, it's something that's a priority. It's always been a priority. When I grew up in South Georgia, my dad that was what he did. He didn't golf. He waited on dove season, deer season. He waited on when the shell crackers were biting on the Flint River, and most of the time I was with him. And so I've raised my boys up in my home to kind of hopefully fall in love with the outdoors, and they really have, and they're really great young outdoorsmen, and I'm really that was something that that was really, really important to me. Being a dad of boys, I mean, I think I know I got some friends out there that had all girls, and they're getting them in the outdoors too. But to have all boys, 3 boys in my home, it's been a really amazing watching them. Like somewhere, my 17-year-old is out duck hunting over around Nashville. He stole my lab. my chocolate lab. So I don't have my lab with me, but he's out with buddies, sitting on the bank of a pond somewhere, and he's doing it on his own, which is a big deal. So watching them grow up in the outdoors is the most important thing I think you can do for a young boy.
Yeah, we do some youth stuff, and just to see the joy in their eyes, the kids that don't have the opportunity, it makes you feel good. And then, now we're a bunch of grown kids doing the same thing. Me and my brothers hunted together our whole lives, and we talk every day, and we probably would not spend the time together if we didn't hunt. We argue all the time, but we totally agree on everything. There's no man he loves more, and there's no man I love more than him. So, it makes you close.
Right. And as it's funny, my dad grew up for years going to certain banquets and raising his hand or bidding for these duck hunts, and all across Arkansas and all that. Not talking bad about Arkansas, but for years they would donate money to DU or something, and they would go have hunts where they weren't in a lot of ducks. And so when I was able to see these farms here and see the amount of ducks that are in this area, I called my dad, and at the time he was probably 78. And I said, Daddy, your days of staring at empty skies all day are over. And for the last 4 years, he's been with me on the opener. And, he's 81 now. We had him this year. He probably had the best hunt. What I've learned with my dad is to take him with a smaller group and let him stay, because we don't realize we see the duck, we fly it, and we're shooting him. So this time I got to really let him just stay standing and really focus in. And he's still a great dove shot at his age, at 81. He can really shoot as good as anybody, but we just got to give him time to find the ducks. So we had a great year. But to be able to share this with my dad, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you hearing you say that about your brother and y'all's memories through the years, I just think, and I've got, two of my best buddies from Nashville and home, and then I got my Morgan Stanley financial advisor. He's here too. So but to be able to fly them up here from South Georgia, which growing up in South Georgia, it was just little old swamp ponds where we'd hopefully kill one or two woodies, and we're wading off into a beaver pond, and 80% of the time you stepped in a beaver hole and went under and killed some woodies. But to bring them up here and see big ducks and mallards working, so we're hoping to see some of that next couple of days.
When you told me that impressed me a lot, that you said I just wanted to buy my daddy a duck hole.
Well,
and that means a lot, and just to see how your eyes lit up when you said that. It's one thing. I mean, you're a famous person. You could hunt anywhere you wanted with anybody, but all you're worried about is carrying your daddy.
Yeah, and he, I mean, it's just when it's so full circle when I remember him picking me up and putting me in the back of a John boat, sitting on a brim bed in some South Georgia farm pond, and so to be able to do this for him. And I had a great moment with my nephew. My nephew has been living with us since he was 13, and I mean, he is, like I said, I mean, he's our family and a part of the family, and he is treated like our child, and certainly is our nephew. And we were leaving the farm last week, and he goes, "Uncle Luke, I don't want nothing left to me by you. I don't want nothing left but this duck farm." And he was serious as a heart attack. He don't want to, and so the fact that he and I have bonded, and then he gets to bring his friends, and what I've learned about my boys is, they want to go out and they want to go out and like wildcat it. You know,
Yeah.
they want to go stand in the corn somewhere, and they want to call the ducks themselves, and they want to have their own little blind bag. So the fact that they're getting of age where that we can go let them do that is has been real fun too.
You know, we've got a nephew that lived with us, and he's just like our brother. I mean, he was our nephew, but he was younger, and my mama helped raise him, and he's turned out to be one of our close. I mean, he's just like a brother. We understand that.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to you because it keeps you closer. But I seen the passion in Teal's eyes. Also, he does love it, and there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he just got his first. He's got a little female chocolate lab, and you know when you add the reason a lot, and another big reason is I got gifted a chocolate lab is another big reason that I really got into duck hunting and taking the lab hunting. So Teal's got his first little lab, and he calls me, Uncle Luke, what do I do when she's doing this and she don't listen? And so it's fun having that bond, trying to watch her grow into a good duck dog.
Well, you're a good uncle.
Yeah, sound like a great uncle.
Yeah, we'd be glad to have him down here when you're gone.
Well, yeah, and
You're a lot younger than us. That was
well,
a
yeah,
joke.
well, Teal can carry him. Y'all can spread my old ashes around here.
It probably won't be us. We'll be gone before that.
Me and Bubba,
Yeah, we'll take
we'll
care of it.
handle it, Tony.
RT, have you got any questions for him? That's about typical.
Yeah,
How about you, Bubba?
I always told
I'm just listening.
They're
So
nervous.
Bubba's the cook. So
Yeah.
So everybody, if you notice when I'm back on camera or on stage a little bit, there's a little more jiggling. You know, I hadn't seen Bubba hadn't cut me any slack on little butter on top of the hamburgers and little extra grease on the fries.
We're gonna feed you. I promise that.
You like
We
the
are gonna do
greens
that.
here, don't you?
Yeah, well, I hadn't had the green. I think I had the greens one day, and then Wally had the greens ready and prepared and cornbread, but I'd had them for New Year's. But we're gonna have greens separate.
She's got some good greens, and there ain't no doubt about it.
The secret behind the food is Bubba's wife.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
know that.
Well, hey, no,
Oh, come on, Bubba. We know
no.
that.
I taught her everything she knows.
Well, then what's tricky about this place is you already fill up on all the meat and threes and all that, and then there's always a 3 dessert.
Yeah.
There's 3 desserts to pick from too, and so I do a good job. You didn't see me pick out on any desserts yet, but then like I said, the sweet tea is dessert too. So.
Yeah. Well, you started duck hunting, what, how many years ago? I'm
Well,
talking
I-
about like here. You
I'd
have
say
like your whole life.
serious Delta duck hunting. I would say started out about my lab is 9, and so I'd say about 7-8 years ago was I knew Stephen Fincher over in around the Humboldt area. And Brad Box, who is a lawyer from Jackson, Tennessee, has been the guy that trained my lab. So Brad kept going, we need to get you over and let you hunt West Tennessee. So but through Brad first and then through Fincher, just kind of was the first time I'd ever really got in big groups of big ducks working in decoys. And me growing up being a crazy dove hunter and a wing shooter, when that started happening, I just, that's when, that's when the marital problems started. I'm cutting up, but the thing with when I started getting into duck hunting, and my wife's, I'm totally joking, obviously about
Well,
that.
she
but-
won't never watch this, so you ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah, she probably got
You never have to worry about her watching the Bogota Boys.
She's probably
You're
got
good
taste.
as you can be.
And,
I promise you.
well, I thought she'd tune in for the
Oh,
attractive.
she might for you, but yeah, maybe.
Anyway, let me backtrack. So, going over there and hunting and what was fun is for me, watching your dog become a great duck dog and then being in the blind. And I'm one of those guys. I didn't grow up a turkey hunter. My dad is in the fertilizer and farming and industry. So in the spring, we didn't really ever get to. He'd never take me turkey hunting because he was working so much. So when I dove into turkey hunting, I wanted to learn how to call turkeys, and I wanted to learn the box calls and the mouth calls and everything. So when I got into duck hunting, I really wanted to say, I called that duck in, and I guess kind of being a musician, you're programmed to want to get better at calling ducks. And for years, anybody I was in the duck blind with, and if I'm hunting with y'all, I'm going to always be going, how am I sounding, boys? Am I ruining this hunt or not? So being able to grow as a duck caller and get confident with that and stuff like that has just been really one of the most fun things about being in the outdoors. And I've always spent my life really I think if for people that are out there that are you feel like you've tackled one style of deer hunting, like you're a rifle hunter, well then pick up a bow and make it more challenging and throw new little creativeness with your hunting, So with I kind of got stale on deer hunting because I was rifle hunting, and then I started bow hunting for deer, and then I started going elk hunting with a bow. And so I think as long as you're kind of putting new little challenges in the outdoors, and so duck hunting was kind of a new challenge for me, and and I'm totally sure that I have it mastered now.
You do have it mastered?
I totally have duck hunting mastered.
Yeah, well, you're a realist. I can tell that. 'Cause I know a lot of people's got it mastered, but I don't think it's all the weather and where you're at.
Yeah.
Duck hunting every day is a challenge.
Yeah.
We had an uncle that was a game warden, said that what saved all the ducks is a duck call.
Yeah.
That's what he used to tell us all the time.
I like that.
I would think that you would be very good at a calling ducks because you're a musician. You got an ear for that, and really a duck call is it's a musical instrument. Your audience is the ducks instead of humans.
Yeah,
you've never heard Tony play one thing. You think it's a musical instrument?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, it is.
When he said something about
It's like
if he came hunting with us,
He wouldn't even be a one-hit wonder.
he's got Tony beat. I already know.
I think what's interesting about a duck call is to confidently play piano and guitar in front of a lot of people. You could sit there and do it in your room. You could sit there and be great at it in your room. But when you go play piano and guitar in front of 20,000 people, you better have it as kind of second nature, and you better know what you're doing. And so as you step up and you got ducks and it's been a slow day and you want to scratch some ducks out, the pressure of blowing a duck call kind of can be the same thing. And it is very, very musical and very, very cadence driven and very, very which one works for you. And I've learned, and like I said, I still really love to try new things and get better. But like you said, I think it's when not to call. You learn too. After 3 years of calling too much, you learn not to call. I just can't speak enough on how much duck hunting has added so much to my life.
I would bet you'd be interested in the history of duck calls, how they've progressed from the beginning to how they are now, kind of like I'm sure guitars and pianos have gotten better. And anyway, I'll show you my duck call collection one day.
I'd love to go see it.
I think he would. I think he'd be interested in it.
I tell you what's interesting, and I want to show you one that was given it. Like I'm going to bring it down tomorrow for lunch or something. I was we just did my wife's birthday is on December 31st, right in the middle of duck season. Anyway, that was a joke. But
no, it's true, ain't it?
we went on a trip to Charleston, and we were in like a outdoor one of the nicer men's outdoor clothing. It's where I bought this nifty jacket.
I was looking at that. I like that.
Well, and like I said, you got to understand, I got my waiter pants on under here, but I'm not this classy. It's only classy from here up. But well, this guy took me upstairs to, like, he had his gun room up there, and I looked over on the and he had 7 or 8 old wooden duck calls hanging on a coat rack, and I grabbed one and started blowing it, and the guy was like, "Man, you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Man, this is a cool duck call, and it looks like it's made out of like mahogany or rosewood, and you can just tell it's old." And he gave me the duck call.
Oh,
And he had said that one of his long-term customers had passed away. The wife had called him and said, you know, I want you to put his guns on consignment. So he went to go do all the consignment with the guns. She said, "Well, take all his old duck calls." And he's like, "Man, that duck call's been sitting on that shelf or on that rack, on that coat hanger for 9 years. Take it." And I said, "Man, this thing will be talking to mallards this weekend." So I do want you to look at this thing and tell me kind of what it's about.
All right, I'll be happy to.
all right.
You good? You got questions?
We got questions.
I'm rolling. I've had
He's
coffee.
hot. We just don't want to take up too much of your time. You
No,
still
well,
good?
we are going to go hunt in a minute. So let's see. Well, it's 1. We got a couple more minutes.
All right.
How's the crew doing?
Everybody's good.
You got to watch me because we can turn these things into 2.5. Y'all will miss the hunt too.
No, we won't. We're fine. We've got some soldiers down that work here, but we're going back at 2:30.
I got you. Yeah, we're going to try to get in. We're going to work a little harder just to kind of, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Try to keep them up, keep them going.
Hope you're there.
So how many calls are you up to?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
tell us, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, let's
Because no, he's never
Is your
told
wife
us
in here? Does she need to know?
She knows. She doesn't need to know, but she does know. I probably have gotten 150, 200 duck calls.
What's your oldest?
It's probably 1910 Tom Turpin duck call, who was out of he made duck calls out of Memphis. That's probably my oldest. Probably not my most rare.
I got you.
And I tried it. You can collect duck calls from any. There's hundreds of people who make duck calls, but I try to focus on Dyer and Lake County, which is my judicial district. But it's they're neat. And then the history.
Well, we got it. Y'all want to go see them tomorrow, guys?
I can bring them down here.
Oh, he's got a world of them pictures like this.
These pictures right here. That's
Yeah,
old
yeah.
folk
The
art.
drunk guy used to paint them just to get.
He wasn't a drunk guy. He was a guy that drank.
Well, what am I?
I guess you're Luke Bryan.
You're a guy that
No, Tony.
You're a guy that's
this guy used to when he needed some money for some.
well,
wine or something,
the
paint
story is he's a local guy, and he was talented. I mean, that's
Well, yeah,
folk art.
that's an interesting. I mean,
He's got 100 pictures of these though.
And he would
Ball
paint. He drank like to drink, and he would paint them and sell them for 50 cents, $1, and buying some booze is what the story goes. And those things are very collectible.
that's cool. How many are out there in the world?
It's on most of them probably ended up in garbage cans and things like that because people didn't appreciate them. But now it's folk art,
Right, right.
and it's local folk art, and I have no idea how many.
He was the Bob Ross of Bogota?
No,
Or
he was
Reelfoot?
actually from Trimble, Tennessee. He painted Reelfoot. That's an unusual one. It's got coon dogs and a coon on it, but on the back of it's a pristine one.
Yeah, he
Wow.
double-sided it.
Two-sided.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it's two-sided.
A lot of them are on
Oh, Lord. One more thing I'm going to collect.
A lot of
This
them,
one's
lot of them's
my-
on cardboard.
This one belongs to me.
No, it doesn't. It belongs to me.
Okay, let's get back on the subject.
Yeah, let's get back on
Got
subject.
anything you want to ask us?
Yeah, what have y'all seen? What have y'all seen with the area through your life on
Wow.
the ebbs and flows of ducks, and what do you, what's your take on the new wave of duck hunting on social media, and what's y'all's thoughts on that?
I'm glad you
Mine,
asked.
you want mine or Wally's first?
We grew up getting up about 10 o'clock in the morning, going duck hunting until about dinner and coming back and not killing anything. Because we was kids, and there was no ducks. The only time we hunted ducks around here was in a boat in the backwater, and we didn't have a boat. So we never got to hunt ducks till we got to be, 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, then our uncle
And,
took us Reelfoot.
The guys that hunted were 3 guys in a 14-foot boat on the Mississippi River. And so we never got to go back then. Then we started hunting, and when I got out of high school, I started hunting Missouri's season and Tennessee's because the season wasn't but like 40 days a year.
Right.
Now that was on the Mississippi River.
On the Mississippi River in the backwater, and Mama didn't always know where we was, but, no cell phones, and we would kill, 2 or 3 ducks maybe at the most, and then we finally got up to where we might have a day we'd kill 10, but there was no really big duck killings unless it was a freeze or something.
And you just found some
And
open
you
water.
found them, and we used to, what you do is find ducks somewhere, set up on them, and you go have a good hunt.
And then they're gone.
And then they're gone. And that's how our duck hunting was. And then in the 90s, when irrigation, some whales started getting here, and they started leveling a little ground and pivots, then we started trapping water on a farm we have up the road. And if the river got up, we could have water, and then we'd go in there and we'd hunt. And I think one year we killed like 150 ducks there all season. And that was a really good year.
Right.
It used to be all mallards, and now it's a lot more ducks here than it ever was just because there's more habitat. It's changed. Like we kill a lot more different ducks than we used to unless we was on the Mississippi River. And we've always killed a bunch of different type when we're hunting off of it. If you want to go on a good duck hunt, wait till the backwater gets out and you're on the Mississippi River, and then you can still work bunches of mallards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you get 2 or 3, unless it's a thaw after a big freeze, you don't never work a bunch of mallards. You do gray ducks, teal, some widgeon.
But you work them in the backwater.
But in the backwater, you can
when
work ducks. Yep. And then, it's just different. It's like we used to hunt. Social media, we do some of them videos because they're good at it, but we don't really, I think some people just want to kill the ducks to post the pictures, and we just like to go duck hunting.
Right.
So
Right.
My opinion is pretty much what Wally said. When we were coming up, there's probably 4 or 5 people around here in duck hunting,
yeah.
and then there was no places that held water. Matter of fact, back then the farmers tried to keep water off their fields, and you used to have a lot of little potholes, places that were just low depressions and fields, and the ducks would get in there and they would build up, and you'd go in, you'd hunt them one morning, and they'd be gone. And then when the Obion River and the Mississippi River got up, you may be able to go out in a boat and hunt, but back then, when the river was out, you'd see ducks flying up and down this Obion River. I'm doing it over here. You don't really see that as much anymore as you used to. I don't think they trade up and down the river a lot. I think a lot of that has to do with, then White's Lake was not a refuge. It was a hunting spot. Now, every place that could hold some water has a duck hunter on it, and the ducks have there's a lot of pressure on ducks. There is a lot more ducks around here than it used to be.
But a lot more pressure.
There's a lot more pressure. Used to, you went duck hunting in the morning. People still do, but the ducks would act like ducks. They'd get up in the morning, and they would work. Now they've become a lot more nocturnal. And like Wally said, we used to kill mallard ducks, greenheads. Every now and then you'd kill a teal. Every now and then you'd kill a gray duck. Every now and then you'd kill a widgeon. And now the mix of ducks that we see, it's less and less and less mallards. And I think that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that the area where we get our mallards from has kind of been in a drought situation, and the breeding habitat's not there. But also, I guess they're probably maybe short-stopping them some. But there's a lot more people hunting this area. There are a lot more ducks. Because of the refuges and things like that. It's just a different experience than what we used to have.
What's interesting with me is this summer I played the North Dakota State Fair, and I was coming from out west over to North Dakota, and I flew over the potholes.
That's pretty amazing.
And I'd never, and for some reason we were flying low, and when you see the potholes, and then you see what the importance they are to us, it really is a crazy connection. And then I don't know if y'all have heard these stats, but you hear that 5 acres of pothole habitat a day in Canada are getting taken up by people levying them and draining them and turning them into farmland. And you just hope the Canadian government and all of our habitat and wildlife agencies are really slowing that down, where the potholes don't gradually get where there's 100-acre field where there's 30 potholes. You hopefully, have y'all followed any of that much?
I flew and seen them, and it's amazing to see it and to go in there. I think the drought years, they tell me, makes a big difference because they'll end up draining some of them things when it's dry,
right?
Fixing them, and then they'll come back.
Right.
Yeah. I think, well, a lot of, it's just my own personal opinion, the mallard numbers really peaked about late 90s, 2000s. And then after that, the CRP program that the government had kind of started phasing out, and a lot of that ground started going back into farmland. And I think it's just a whammy here
and then more pressure on mallards too.
More pressure on mallards. Seasons have gotten longer. Bag limits hadn't changed in probably 20-something years.
Well, and I think I think when you hear more guys understanding they can go field hunt them up north too. I mean, that's more pressure on them up in a field, which you can't blame them for doing it, but it's something.
A lot more of them are getting killed up north. I mean, we remember hunting without robos and all this motion and things, and ducks just acted different. Of course, we can remember hunting with lead as well. It was legal. It was
probably hadn't been that long ago.
They really acted different when you hunted them with lead.
Well, you could,
we used to carry 6 decoys and be too lazy to throw one of them out.
And you'd kill
ducks.
You'd kill ducks.
That's happened a bunch of times.
You ask about the social media, and I want to say this right quick, about people taking pictures of dead ducks. If all you're doing to hunting just to get you a picture, you're doing it for the wrong reason, and in my opinion, you're being unethical. You're not being fair to the animal.
Right.
And I'll give an example. Yesterday, I was driving here, and right there by the new bridge on Harness Road, there was 8 mallard ducks somebody just tossed out. And that just made, they weren't clean, they weren't anything.
That's heartbreaking.
It gives hunters a bad name. And if you're an older hunter and you know some younger hunters that's doing that, you need to talk to them about it. And if you're a younger hunter and know older hunters are doing it, you need to talk to them. But anyway.
Well, I've always been, you kill a whitetail, you quarter it up, you put it in a cooler, and you put it in the freezer. And we're the same way with ducks. And you just hope that as the boys, I've had my boys come hunt. They put the ducks in the back of the Can-Am, go sit in the lodge, and I'm like, your day ain't done. So the bottom line is I think that making it about the picture before making it about being out in the outdoors and just. This morning, we were it's fun, man. I got these guys they're Western. They are used to mountains and all this, but they're sitting there taking pictures of a sunset or a sunrise through cypress trees. And it's the same equivalent of me going down a gorge in a Western trout stream going through a rapid. This is freaking me out. So it's about sharing it with your buddies, and it's not always about. And listen, I came into the deal. We were shooting 5 boxes of shells at ducks. And man, I've gotten better through the years. I'm like, guys, do not shoot at that duck. We will not kill that duck. I've gotten better about, we let the ducks get in a killable range. Nothing breaks my heart than not, getting the duck killed. And I tell guys, hey guys, and a lot of guys don't know that. They're there to shoot a lot, and that's fun. But when you're talking about a big green head, make sure everybody kind of focuses on that green head, because it's a hard time. One guy can't get it done a lot of the time.
No.
So it's all the stuff you learn, and you you grow through the years and just get smarter about how you hunt them too.
Yeah.
So
It's the quality of the hunt. To me, I'd rather shoot 5 ducks that worked in, and it takes you one shot to get it, than to kill 15 that takes you 4 boxes. That's just me.
And it's true, and I didn't know that.
I hadn't always been that way.
Well, I used to come in so excited for this style of hunting or whatever, but now I've learned, man, if you got these ducks working above you, kind of let them come in and let the whole, just let the whole kind of soften up a little bit, and you'll kill more ducks that you came to kill. So it's just been fun learning all that and watching everybody get excited about that.
But let's go to a plus here. We talk about habitat less, but there's a lot more places that hold a lot of ducks around than used to be. No, but I
Now,
mean,
why
it's a
is
good
that,
thing.
Wally?
No, it ain't just you. We do it. We hold
Right.
water all the way into April, sometime into May in a wet year,
Right.
just to give back. I mean,
Well, and
you're giving to them. When you start pumping in October, you're taking care of them ducks all the way through. So it's
I
just
tell you,
part of
and
it.
I didn't understand that when I started flooding fields and leaving corn. I didn't know how beneficial that would be to ducks and the area. And I've worked through my farm tour shows. I've worked with DeKalb for years, and I went to some of the higher ups at DeKalb, and I said, guys, do y'all have some corn seed that may be a version that we can plant? And they've donated a lot of corn seed to me. And so I want to thank them for doing that. And so it's been fun to use kind of my relationship with them to be able to go plant some more corn and have some more rest areas and have some more, have some more places where they can kind of chill out and get away from us a little bit. And then, and I used to want to come here and hunt 5 days in a row. And last year, when we didn't all have limits, but we had a great hunt, and we knew mallards wanted to come in the evening, and we went and sat by our rocking chairs, built a fire, and we let mallards dump in, and that was as enjoyable because we knew tomorrow was going to be good. And so I think as people could kind of, I think your way you go about it changes as you get into this stuff. So it's been really awesome to be able to plant a lot of food, flood a lot of food. And the main thing is I promised myself to never call. That's why I've got my financial advisor here. We got an agreement for me to never look at what all that cost.
That's right.
And, make sure we just keep feeding ducks.
Talking about decaf, Quail Unlimited has a program. You can get a bag of corn seed for $20. All you got to do is sign a thing. It's Roundup ready. It's not BT.
Right.
Sign a thing that you will not harvest it, and they have it on Milo too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So they do give back as a company in that way, and that is a really good thing. All animals benefit from corn being left,
and deer food plots,
right.
and good good acorn years and planting deer food and not pressuring deer is the same as ducks.
Yeah, the good thing about, like Wally said, about leaving your crops and watering the field after the hunting season up through March, and we'll do April and May, is those ducks are, as they're heading back up north, they're building up their resources, they're building up their fat supplies and the things that they're getting ready to go up there and breed to bring us new ducks. We want them to be strong and healthy.
Right.
That's what we want them to be. And that's what, the studies show.
Well, listen, here's what we're going to do. This is segment 1 of a 2 or 3 series podcast with the Bogota Boys. Are y'all cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So this is series 1. We covered. We can cover a lot of stuff in series 2, but I got boys from Utah and Wyoming that are about to die to go get the duck.
Oh, this is perfect for us.
Yeah.
And you know what? If they come back, what would be cool is to get Trent and Casey behind the mic and let them talk about.
Well, we'd be good with that. I want you to tell them I did not ask you to do the podcast.
He did not. And you know what? I don't get the beauty of being around here is being a part of the gang. And what was funny is, and I told Wally this, and you were here that day too. My brother-in-law, who is, he's been in my life for 25 years. I brought him to the cafe a couple of weeks ago. And he's got a pretty stressful job over in Nashville, and he works hard. And we got in the buggy, and he goes, "I think I'm going to move to Bogota." And I said, "Well, let me know how Ellen and the kids respond to that." But the only problem with getting me on the podcast is, how much do we want to know? How much do we want people to know about a little slice of heaven over here in West Tennessee?
Hey,
so,
they can't get it. That's the whole thing about it. Are you gonna sell yours?
I ain't selling mine.
What little I got, I'm not selling.
Well, then and then I got all my boys. They're lined up for the inheritance of it. But but let's do this again, please. And we'll. I feel like we didn't even really get into a lot of stuff. So
we didn't, but it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be good.
We're looking for our 36 listeners total
36.
next year. through next year.
I
That'll be
got you.
36, 12 a year.
So you're trying to add
12 a year.
1/3 of your listeners increase every year.
One a month.
I got you, one a month.
One a month.
Well, one of the questions for the next episode is I'm going to ask you is, one of the days you needed a truck and Wally offered you his and I offered you mine and you said, I've seen your rig. and
That told me how smart you was right
the
there.
only thing I can figure out is he didn't know how to drive a 5-speed.
I got you. Well, listen, if you want to know about these guys, I came over and flew into Dyersburg, and then the weather got really iffy, so we couldn't fly out. And Wally goes, well, won't you just borrow my Ford Raptor? And I was like, you know what? That sounds like something I can have fun driving home. So took it home, and so when you're in a good place when you got guys loaning their trucks and don't care really when you bring it back. So, but anyway, and then I don't know if I even filled it up with gas when I brought it back.
It didn't matter. I just took you in like family, same way.
Well, we're gonna go hunt them. Y'all don't let me bust up the deal.
No, it's over.
Nah, we're about to
done.
get over with.
Oh, really?
Wally, you got anything you need to add? Bubba, anything you want to add?
Bubba, add you.
When's your next
the
meal?
meal.
Yeah, hey, y'all don't forget, we're going to have 2 more dinners during duck season. The next one will be January 17th, which will be steak or chicken. And then January the 31st, we're going to do pork chops and chicken. 6:30, reach out to me if you want to reserve a spot. 731-334-0918.
RT, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I'm going to add my verse for this one, then we'll let Wally pray us out. This is from Philippians 2. It's 12 through 15. This is something that was Pastor talked about a couple weeks ago. I wrote it down to say on here. It's work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. Do everything without complaining and arguing so that no one can criticize you. Live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights in a world full of crooked and perverse people.
Thank you. That's a
Awesome.
good.
Thank you.
Wally, you want to say a prayer?
All right, let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together another good episode. Looks like we're making another dear friend here on the podcast, and we're just trying to show everybody people are good. We all need to be Christ-like in things we do and try to bring more to you, and all be good friends. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone. This is Bogota Boys in the podcast. First of a couple of 3 series we're going to have with our special guest. Appreciate you. Till we meet again.